Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. My name is Sam Moehlig, and I'm honored to be an HRC Youth Ambassador. I grew up at the intersections of two identities. First, as a gay transgender man, and second, as someone who lives with an invisible disability called fetal alcohol syndrome. Because my birth mother drank while she was pregnant with me, it caused my brain to develop differently. When I was adopted as an infant, the doctors told my parents they didn't think I would walk or talk. Boy, did I prove them wrong. I struggled with schoolwork, and it can be especially challenging around friends and relationships with others. For example, I don't always understand figures of speeches because I have a very literal mind. I don't easily catch on to things like flirting or sarcasm, which at my age really sucks. I see things much more in the black and white and struggle to find the gray area of social situations. With these challenges, no day is an easy day. It can be too easy to feel isolated. School is like a minefield for me. I'm always afraid to know where to step in case I might do something wrong. I identify as a transgender man. I was assigned female at birth, and I was confused for the majority of my childhood. I knew I was a boy, but no one else in my world seemed to see that. So I made it my goal to make people see me for the boy I've always been. I wore boy clothes, I shaved my head, and I got down into the rough and tumbling world with the rest of the boys. But no one seemed to take the hint. I couldn't understand what I was doing wrong. After several years of living with anxiety, depression, and self-harm, my mom discovered the word transgender and what it meant. And within a week of her telling me about other kids like me, I began my transition. I began using he, him pronouns, and that was my first step to becoming the boy I have always been. I started my transition at age 11. I started testosterone at age 13, so I could go through puberty with the rest of the boys my age. In 2015, I had top surgery, and I finally got to see my body and truthfully say I love myself for the first time ever in my entire life. At the same time, I faced challenges being both trans and having FAS, especially when they overlap. For example, when I was 9, I began puberty and became severely depressed and anxious. I was housebound. My mom quit her job so she could stay home and take care of me. Initially, my family members assumed my distress was related to brain damage from the alcohol exposure. I was seeing a therapist and multiple psychiatrists, but back then, very few providers knew the word transgender or what it meant. Everyone just thought my problems had to do with FAS, when it was actually my gender dysphoria rearing its ugly head. Dysphoria is the term some trans people use to describe the distress we feel because our bodies do not align with who we know ourselves to truly be. This feeling of dysphoria is very difficult to explain. It ebbs and flows in intensity. It is an overwhelming feeling of anxiety or of depression. It's like a punch to the heart and soul. Gender dysphoria is like a constant panic attack for me. Picture little words circling around you. They're the voices of the people who made your life difficult, telling you that you're not good enough, or as long as you have a certain body part, you'll never be who you want to be. And I said, that's not true. Until I was 14 and had top surgery, I never thought I would live to be an adult. At school, I also faced challenges with teachers never intervening on my behalf. In my later elementary school years prior to my transition, I was in a PE class that was my version of torture. Not because of the physical activity, I loved that part. I was always the kid that everyone wanted on their team, but the second the group was over, this group of girls would corner me and start pressing me with hurtful questions. They would say, Sam, what are you? Are you a boy or a girl? Are you even human? I didn't know how to answer them. If I said I was a girl, that was a lie. I just knew myself as a boy. But if I said I was a boy, that was a lie, for the world saw me as a girl. So they compromised and they ended up calling me it. Can you imagine that as a preteen, being treated as if you're not human? As much as these comments tore me apart, what confuses me to this day is that every time I was being bullied or chased around that playground, the PE teachers were standing within 10 feet of these instances and did nothing to help me. Meanwhile, people will look at me and they say, "I'm so sorry," when they hear the fact that I have FAS. What is there to be sorry for? The answer is, there isn't. It is like saying, "I'm sorry your child is left-handed." It's not a curse, it's a gift. Yes, having this disability has its hard times, mainly when other people don't understand me or how I might be different from them. And needing to have my mom or another adult help me understand the simple daily living activities. However, I believe that I wouldn't be the person I am today without it. It gives me the ability to see different sides of things that other people might not see. A few years ago, I heard some folks talking about FAS saying it was a trash can diagnosis because there are so many different things that get thrown into it and it affects everyone so differently. Well, I'm here to say that I'm not a trash can. If anything, I'm a recycling bin. Because I'm going to take these hardships I faced with this invisible disability and turn it into something good for this world. I can be the voice for others and fight for equal treatment no matter what our ability. Just how it is with LGBTQ plus people. I can share with the world that just because someone is different, just because it may take someone longer to learn, just because it may take more support to succeed, it doesn't mean we aren't worth the effort. As individuals, we all deserve the chance to be understood. I can use my life experience and voice to bring education about drinking while pregnant has life-altering consequences. I can share with the world that a gay trans man with an invisible disability is just as capable as anyone else, because we all deserve love, acceptance, and equality. So thank you all for being here to learn how you can make the world a better place for young people like me. Thank you so much.